We welcome you to the Terry College of Business Graduate Convocation at the University of Georgia's Steckman Coliseum. At this time, we ask all graduates and guests to please stand as you are able for the procession of the platform party to the stage.
Please be seated. I'm Ben Ayers, Dean of the Terry College of Business, and it's my pleasure to welcome you students, friends, family, and faculty to the graduate convocation for doctoral and master's degree candidates from the Terry College of Business. Today, we celebrate the achievements of the class of 2025. The candidates that are seated in front of me are deservedly proud of reaching this major milestone in their lives because graduate school is the pinnacle of higher education. As graduates of the University of Georgia and the Terry College of Business, you are joining a proud tradition of academic excellence. Degrees in business have been conferred by the University of Georgia for well over 100 years. And throughout our history, the business education we delivered has evolved and has changed with the times. This past year, we reached new milestones with the elevation and the official naming of 2 units within the Terry College. Last November, we dedicated the M. Douglas and V.K. Ivester Institute for Business Analytics and Insights to lead our research and instructional activities in a rapidly changing field of business analytics. And this year's Masters of Science and Business Analytics graduates will be recognized by the Terry College as our first class to graduate from the Ivester Institute. Also this spring, we celebrated the naming of the #1 ranked risk management and insurance program in the country for the college's benefactor, C. Herman Terry, following a transformational gift from the Terry Family Foundation. It's been our expectation of you as graduate students that you developed an analytical mindset, a deeper understanding of team dynamics and leadership, an openness to innovative approaches and novel thinking, a willingness to ask questions and solve complicated problems, and a strong work ethic and a commitment to ethical practices. Our faculty, your instructors, and major professors have traveled down this path with you. They are recognized for their impactful research and their instructional excellence. Terry's reputation nationally has never been stronger. Currently, a record 15 of our academic programs are ranked prominently among the nation's best. In the time of our graduating MBA students have been at Terry, our full-time, professional, and executive MBA programs have all been recognized as top 10 public programs in the U.S. And let me take just a moment here to recognize our newest cohort of MBA students. They're on campus and participating in our graduate convocation for the first time. Online MBA students, where are you? We have students in the online MBA program from coast to coast. They live and work in places like New York, Montana, and California. Of course, several of them call the state of Georgia their home. 58 online MBAs are graduating with this inaugural class, and more than 40 of them are here tonight in cap and gown, having met their goal of earning a graduate degree from the University of Georgia. We are thrilled to have all of you as part of our Terry Alumni Network. Finally, to all of our graduates, we're proud that all that you have accomplished during your program, how much you have contributed to our community, and the remarkable ways that you will represent the University of Georgia and the Terry College out in the world. We look forward to your successes and the impact that you will have during your careers. Now, it is my honor to introduce our platform party representing the faculty who taught you and the academic leaders who have supported you along the way. As I introduce each individual, I ask that they please stand and remain standing, and I'll ask the audience to please hold your applause until everyone on stage has been introduced. We begin with Randy Grooms, Director of Inclusive Excellence and Engagement, Marcus Kuna, Director of our Masters of Marketing Research Program, Jennifer Chapman, Director of the Masters of Accountancy Program, Susan Brown, Director of the Executive, Professional, and Online MBA Programs, John Hullen, Head of the Marketing Department, Craig Piercy, Director of the Master of Business and Technology Program, Scott Graffin, Head of the Management Department, Jim Carson, Head of the C. Herman Terry Risk Management and Insurance Program, Legal Studies and Real Estate Department, John Campbell, Head of the Finance Department, Josh Kinsler, Head of the John Monroe Godfrey Senior Department of Economics, Margaret Chris, Director of the J.M. Tull School of Accounting, Sadie Brown, our Senior Director for Finance Administration, Santanu Chatterjee, Associate Dean and Director of our full-time MBA program and Master of Science in Business Analytics, Mike Farr, Associate Dean for Research and Executive Programs, Henry Munike, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs, Marisa Pagnatera, who serves as Vice President for Instruction and Senior Vice Provost for Academic Planning for the University of Georgia, and she's also on the faculty of the Terry College and a parent tonight of one of our graduates. And today's keynote speaker, B.J. Shugnowski. In addition to the distinguished faculty on stage, there are a number of Terry professors that are here today. Our students have benefited greatly from the opportunity to learn from these outstanding educators. Will all faculty please stand and be recognized? I also want to acknowledge the program staff who will be reading the names of our degree candidates as they cross the stage. Patty Zedek from the Full-Time MBA and MSBA Career Management Center, and Rebecca McElwain from the Executive Professional and Online MBA Office. They have a very big job in a ceremony like this, and we thank you for your service. We are so pleased tonight to have B.J. Shugnowski join us for being our keynote speaker. B.J. earned his MBA from Terry in 2004, and he is a leader whose journey embodies service, resilience, and a steadfast commitment to the Terry College community. B.J. is CEO of Simpler, a leading software and services provider in the healthcare space. Since joining as their CEO in 2020, Simpler has experienced incredible growth, tripling in size. It is now a partner to over 90% of the hospitals in the United States, helping those systems streamline complex healthcare operations and ultimately giving time back to doctors and nurses to focus on patient care. BJ has over 2 decades of experience in the software industry, serving as a senior executive with Veritor, LexisNexis, Intuit, and others. His foundation as a leader was forged during his 8 years of service as an enlisted infantry rifleman in the U.S. Marine Corps Reserves. When you talk to BJ, you can tell that his time in the military gave him a deep sense of duty and a commitment to his teams and the mission at hand. That commitment was on display when BJ and his wife, Heather, made the decision to endow a military appreciation scholarship fund benefiting student veterans in the Terry College. BJ also serves on the board of directors of the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer Research. He and his wife, Heather, who's also a proud Terry alumna, are members of the Terry College Pinnacle Society and the University's 1785 Society, and we are fortunate to count their family as a key part of the Terry community. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker.
We're going to lose the hat. That is uncomfortable. Go Dogs! I like that. There's a formal part to this. Let's get that out of the way. Distinguished faculty, friends and family members, and to the 2025 Terry graduates, I cannot tell you how honored I am to be speaking in front of you this evening. To think that 21 years later, that I would be asked to give the keynote address at the best business school in the land, in the country, is frankly out of my wildest imagination. It is incredibly, incredibly cool. I was actually in Mexico a few months ago with my family, sitting at breakfast, and I was having my bacon and eggs, and I get a call on my cell phone, and it's Dean Ayers, not a call you commonly get. And I said, Dean Ayers, what can I do for you? He said, BJ, we'd love for you to speak at the commencement of the graduate school. And I said, that's amazing. What do I talk about? And he said, BJ, we want you to share your wisdom and your learnings since you started working throughout your career. I started working at 12. That's 36 years. I've seen the Admiral McCraven speeches. These are 30, 40-minute speeches, and I started to freak out. How am I going to put 36 years into 30 or 40 minutes? Ben took that fear away, thank goodness, when he said, BJ, I remembered, by the way, in that moment, he used to run accounting. This will be an efficient procession. You will speak for 10 to 12 minutes. So I will, in the words of a former CEO of mine, attempt to do 3 things. I will be brief, I will attempt to be bright, and then I will be gone. So Ben, challenge accepted. I believe the clock starts now, not everything I said before this. So what do you talk about in 10 minutes to 500, 600 absolutely bright minds who are going to go do amazing things in the world? Well, I thought about it, and given the time that I have, I'm going to share 3 things with you that I wish, as I cross the chapel, we actually graduated EMBA Cohort 2, 31 of us. We graduated in the chapel. Sounds cool, wicked hot. But we graduated in the chapel in 2004 on a very hot May day. What do I wish, as I crossed that chapel stage, I knew then that I think I've kind of learned now that might have helped me? I'm going to try to give you 3 things, right? They're going to be simple. Write them down. Actually, don't write them down. You're done with that for a while. Take a break, right? No more notes. You're cool. But 3 things I wish I knew. They are milestones, not destinations. Find your balance. And engage in and lean into your communities. Let's talk about each one very quickly. The first one, milestones, not destinations. Each of you has, or will very shortly, receive a degree from literally one of, if not the best business school, yes, I'm biased, I don't care, in the country. Congratulations. It's amazing. Be proud of yourself. But you know what you're entitled to after you get this degree? Absolutely nothing. What you have done is made a smart decision and invested in yourself. You have given yourself and built a toolkit against which now you can actually go back to your job, whatever you do, and apply that and do great things. You have a higher probability of driving successful outcomes than 2 years ago when you started. If you're an MBA, God knows how many years ago you PhDs been doing this. You are brave souls, right? But think about it. You've achieved a milestone. You are not at the destination. You did not get a business school degree to earn a certificate. You did it to go be amazing at whatever it is you're going to do in your career, right? Think about that. It's like climbing a mountain. Beware the mountain climber who thinks getting to the top of the mountain is success. Getting back down alive is success. Getting to the top is a milestone. Your MBA is very similar in that way. And never stop learning, because that's the only way that you'll continue to succeed and achieve all the things you want. Right? Some people think being a CEO is a destination. Oh my goodness gracious, I can tell you from firsthand experience, it's wrong. I got my first CEO job 4.5 years ago. Remember the pandemic? Didn't meet my executive team for 6 months. An insurrection, a contested election, the Delta variant, the Derek Chauvin trial, debt market turbulence, healthcare system financial reimbursement insanity. If I stopped learning, if I said I am done, this is the destination, we and I would have failed. Every day is an opportunity to learn and get better. I work for some of the most amazing private equity sponsors in the world, Clear Lake and Charles Bank. I owe it to them to keep learning every day, to get better every day. We have 2,000 teammates. I owe it to them. I owe it to myself. Right? Business is dynamic, not static. If you stop learning, good luck. Keep after it. Keep achieving milestones. Celebrate them. But remember, they are not your destination. It is a journey against which you will build many, many different things. You will achieve many milestones, but keep achieving them. Keep setting the bar high for yourself. And a lot of that comes from hard work, which brings me to my second point. We talked about this. Find your balance. I cannot stress this enough, right? You have to work hard. You have to earn it. But if you put everything you have into work and you forget home, you will eventually fail. I define balance in 3 ways: home, work, health. Your health. We'll talk about that one at the end, but it's probably the most important. Here's what I've learned in 27 years of doing this. If you are not good at home, you will ultimately not be good at work. If you are struggling at work, you will ultimately not be good at home. If you are sick, you will be bad at both. And if you're dead, it kind of doesn't matter. Seems obvious, but I have seen so many great executives, so many great leaders, so many great people burn out. They put everything they have into work. This is what I'm supposed to do. I sacrifice for it. It's my craft. I went to business school for it. It's all I have. And they forget their home. And eventually what happens? Divorce, alcoholism, horrible things. Not always, but sometimes, and you've all seen it. You are business school graduates. You are not undergraduates going out to hopes and dreams and challenge. No, you're going to go to work. And you've seen what happens to people who burn out. It's a very real thing. You also can't just focus on your home life. You have to find a balance. 11 years ago, and by the way, I did it all wrong. When I got into it, we put in 16 hours a day trying to transform a business, right? Gained 50 pounds overnight, stopped working out, not doing triathlons anymore. Had a lot of problems in my family life, right? I've done it all wrong. I became an Ironman triathlon. Was mediocre to okay at work. It's probably the worst time in my career because I was focused on something outside of work, right? The point is, as you think about these things, you can spike in some from time to time, but over the long, you have to have balance. You have to find what works for you, and that support system matters so much. I met the love of my life, and for some reason, she agreed to marry me 11 years ago yesterday. By the way, darling, I hope you're enjoying our anniversary present. She wanted to go diving in the Caymans. We're in Athens, Georgia. I think she's actually happier we're here. She's one of those super smart ones. She's an undergrad alum, like 4.0, magna cum summa, all the things and fancy. I went a different path. That's not the point of the story. So, Heather and I got married 11 years ago, and the funny thing about that and why I tell you that is when I got good at home, when I found my balance at home, when I found my center, when we did it as a team, I got amazing at work. I now worked harder and more focused so that when I was home, I could actually be focused and work hard on being at home. And I will tell you right now that I have some amazing titles in my life. CEO, SVP of this, chief of that, Ironman athlete, US Marine. The only titles I give a damn about are are husband to Heather and father to AJ and Bella. And if you get that right, you can do amazing things at work. Which brings me to my last point. Find your communities and engage in them. And I say communities very specifically. I don't say networks. Networks are transactional. You trade on networks. When you do something for someone in a network, you know you will eventually call on that favor. Communities are groups that you actually contribute to and expect nothing in return. And they're so important. And you need to be deliberate and intentional about who your communities are. I mentioned my family. My family is everything to me. That's my first community, if you will. Right, my son AJ, my daughter Bella. By the way, for any of the distinguished faculty that happen to be involved in admissions, she'll be applying in the fall. If you enjoy this speech, she co-authored it. If you do not enjoy it, she had nothing to do with it. But that's my first community. My friends, my very great friends, my best friend, he was in the Marine Corps with me, he was in my undergrad with me, we were in fraternity together. We've gone through everything together. I would lay down my life for him and his family, I know he would for me and mine. And that, your close friends, not your associates, not your neighbor, maybe your neighbor, but not necessarily your neighbor. That's not your community. Your close friends are your community. I have a friend here with me tonight. He flew back from Brazil this morning. He works for Cisco. Wanted to get home and see his family. Heard I was doing this. Said, I'm not going to miss this. Drove here to be with us tonight. And he went to Auburn. Which has been really fun on Saturdays in October for me for the last few years. If you give to your community and expect nothing back, what you will receive is amazing. You will make acquaintances and you will build community of your professional network, but give to them, offer things to them, lean into those relationships and you'll benefit from it, but don't expect anything in return. And finally, I would be remiss if I did not say that you are about to actually join a community that you do not yet even understand the power of, and that is the UGA alumni community. I didn't understand this for a long time. I got my MBA, and I thought the UGA alumni community existed for 3.5 hours on Saturday afternoons in the fall. And as great as football is, and nobody's a bigger fan than our family, right? This is why you come to Georgia. And what you do after can be even more impactful than the years that you spend here. You have an opportunity to lean into something bigger than you are. I spent 10 years not really involved with the Georgia community. When Heather and I got married, she reintroduced me to it. And it can be there for you 24/7, 365. And you have an opportunity to make it even bigger and greater for those who come after us than it is for you now. You have an opportunity to give to something bigger than you and to receive from it in return. Maybe it is a job. Maybe it is the next network connection. Maybe it's just the feeling of knowing that you helped somebody come after you. But this UGA alumni community is powerful. It is mighty. It is strong. And you can lean into it in ways you don't even know. Everybody thinks financially. Sure, that's easy. But what about time? What about mentoring younger Georgia students or graduates? What about hiring Georgia graduates, right? Who maybe they're sitting next to that kid that went to Harvard or kid that went to Penn. Who cares? I want dogs on my team. I want people that want to work. I want people that want to apply what they've learned here and get after it. If you have the opportunity for your company to do executive education, do it at the Terry Executive Education Center in Atlanta. Your team will be better off for it. If you have an opportunity to sponsor pro golfers, sponsor Sepp Straka and Russell Henley because they're damn good dogs and they're better human beings than they are golfers, although they are 4th and 5th in the FedEx Cup winning list right now. That's very cool. But lean into this community. Honor the legacy of those that came before you and leave a legacy for those that will come after you. And if you do, not only will you be a damn good dog, but you will never, ever bark alone. So, on that note, I leave you with my final 3 things, all right? We talked about milestones, not destinations. We talked about find your balance. We talked about leaning into your communities. Today, be proud. You've done something amazing. Congratulations. Go kick ass. And one last time as students, you'll never get to do this again as students. I know you want to do it with me. Family and friends, lean in. Put your hands in the air, and let's call them damn dogs. Go dogs! Sick 'em! Hell yes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, BJ. Your passion for what you're doing, your passion for the Terry College and University of Georgia and making a difference is inspiring to all of us. We appreciate you being here today. We will now begin the onstage recognition of Terry College students who have completed the requirements for their graduate degrees. As degree candidates cross the stage, you'll be handed a cylinder of work art commissioned by the college. The painting is by Atlanta artist Steve Penley, and we hope that you will display your print proudly.
The PhD degree is the highest academic degree awarded by the university. Each doctoral student works under the supervision of a dissertation chair, who, along with other members of the faculty, teaches them, guides the students' research, and mentors them in their careers. The candidates will be joined on stage by their dissertation chairs. In all, 10 students are receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Allison Santo Hickey, receiving a doctoral degree in accounting. Dissertation title is The Effects of Future Identity and Utility Value on Auditors' Complex Task Performance. Major professor is Dr. Jacqueline Hammersley. Matthew Holt, receiving a doctoral degree in accounting. Dissertation title is The Role of Non-GAAP Reporting in Conforming Tax Avoidance. Major professor is Dr. John Campbell and Dr. Aaron Towery. Jacqueline Lee Ning Tan, receiving a doctoral degree in accounting. Dissertation title is Assuring Sustainability, the association between independent sustainability, reporting assurance, and environmental performance. Major professor is Dr. Frank Heflin. Hugo Santana Rodriguez, receiving a doctoral degree in economics. Dissertation title is Environmental Shocks, Immigration, and Gender Wage Gap in LinkedIn Employer-Employee Data. Major professor is Dr. Ian Schmuddy. Isabella Yerby, receiving a doctoral degree in economics. Dissertation title is Essays on the Effects of Youth Labor Supply. Major professor is Dr. Megan Skyra. Please join me in congratulating these PhD graduates for their high scholastic achievements. We will now recognize students who have completed the requirements for the master's degrees. The marshals are escorting these students to the stage. Degree candidates will not necessarily be called in alphabetical order, and we ask the audience not to applaud individual candidates, so that family and friends are able to hear the name of each student as it is read. We will join together with applause after all graduates within each degree program have been announced. Audra Clarine Daniel. Serena Mahendra Mahtani. Dr. Josh Kinsler. Are we finished with econ? I hope so. Please join me in congratulating the graduates of the Masters of Arts in Economics degree. Hold one moment. Professor Jennifer Chapman will join Dean Ayers on stage as we recognize the following students who have completed the requirements for the Masters of Accountancy. Please. Marigny Francis Ricey. Collier Sheffield Harper. Sydney Salway. Catherine Jane Dackness. Eden Dyer. Elizabeth Stewart. Madison Brown. Ridge Ayers Powelson. Hannah Renee Potter. Gloria Letitia Kaku Kazadi. Will Ho. William Verska. David Bridges. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the Master of Accountancy degree program. Your map. Jun Hang Liu. Michael Hawkins Alexander. Lee Marie Anderson. Kyle Humey. Farzine LaRose Salewa La. Jenna Elizabeth Eskew. Cassidy Faith Nix. Jessica Renee Cochran. Elizabeth Grace. Rebecca Grace Dormany. Mary Grace Shaw. Maria Moise. Gina Nuva Melendez. Milka Odalis Ramirez. Robin Lynn. Ethan Popham. Eric Charles. Ray Kerpo. Danielle Olivares. Ethan Patrick Fanning. Reese Savannah Maddox. John Richard Mulcahy. Drew Breslow. Carson Hall. Annabella Nowak. Cortland DeLay Jowers. Ava Will Hoyt. Elizabeth Smith Morgan. Savannah Bell Relic. Sophie Marie Neguchevsky. Colin Joseph Barron. Josephine Kennedy Lamb. Catherine Allen Olson. Anna Grace Leftwich. Justin Perry. Chase Alexander. Samuel Gray Frederick. Lucy Brown. Riley Giles. Peyton Rose Gully. Grace Cameron Hiller. Shawnee Zelunov. Emma Bixler, Madeline Spangler, Justin Kilgore, Jonah Locks, Nicholas Fatal, Ryan Anderson, Edward Charles Esposito, John Thompson, Nathaniel David Fields, Samuel Crowell, Carlos Bruno Anez, Ethan Ty, David Lee Fenstermacher, Kenneth Barshan Dinu, Trulea Clench, Annette Anel Ryden, Natalie Marie Coliano, Macy Claire Mealer, Emma Grace Johnson, Jackson Cade Fowler, Davis Rowell, Audrey Elise Jordan, Camille Grace Harden, Grayson Thurmond Gear, Alexa Mary Newbold, Megan Versosa Moran, Parks Barnard, Mitchell Greer, Charles Turner Cravens, Daniel Hastings, Danaeus Christopher Arnold, Ryan Getz, Gemma Marie Camacho, Clara Scout McDaniel, Dylan James McMorrow, Travion Marquez Sinkfield, Isabella Escobar, Dominique Alexandria Coney, Michael Stephen McKenzie. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the Master of Accountancy degree program. Dr. Craig Piercy will join Dean Ayers on stage as we recognize the following students who have completed the requirements for the Master of Business and Technology. Aaron Michael Bemis, Mike Griffin, Addison Stone Hicks, Guy Premiano, Jacob David Plunkett, Kayla Lane Bellou, Philip Alexander Haymore, Kyle Fries, Brenda Izagire, Kayla Renee Robinson, Jonas Robert Newsom. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the Master of Business and Technology degree program. Dr. Marcus Kuna will join Dean Ayers on stage as we recognize the following students who have completed the requirements of the Master of Marketing Research. Michelle Seguin, James Maxwell Bertoncino, Adam Rosipal, Michael John Legg, Patrick Sean Flynn, Annabelle Claire Thomas, Andrea Enriquez, Ava Francis Adams, Catherine Elaine Stresser, Harry Yai Zhou, Hunter Thomas Manzer, Jeremy Lucas Velasco, Charles Dunn, Vivian Marie Robitu, Abigail Rose Eberhard, Kelly Ann Gibson, Catherine Helen Burnett, Ryan Benjamin Edmiston, Faith Gertrude Aldrich, Nadia Montserrat Bernal Baird Smith, thanks. Kayla Paige Bernard, Catherine Marie Saad, Ali Miriam Wilson, Kerrigan Amanda White, Sydney Cheyenne Granados, Sydney Elizabeth Belcher, Tori Ashlyn Turner, Hannah Catherine Hall, Haley Noel Holland, Meredith Bruning, Cami Chapman Holmes, Emily Jane Ith, Hannah Claire Eccles, Annette Joseph, Erin Taylor Searing, Dasmin Lene Whittet, Kathleen Allison Sobush. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the Master of Marketing Research degree program. Dr. Shantanu Chatterjee will join Dean Ayers on stage as we recognize the following students who have completed the requirements for the Master of Science in Business Analytics. Fan Yuan, Mansoor Chowdhury, Everett Scott Craig, Bo Andrew Blanton, Jacob Bruce Hartsgrove, Matthew James Newton, Sheffield Reynolds, Ethan Robert Watts, John David Lawson, Christopher Roundtree Hunter, Harrison Childs Kopp, Sabine Mukesha, Bhuvaneswa Rika Kamareddy, Grace Garyon Yang, Angel Smith, Divine Lyra Kennedy, Nicholas Elijah Butts, Colin Jared Ladina, Ryan Davis Cullen. Matthew Robert Carnatz. Samuel Judson Douglas. Alexis Valadez. Emma Lee Dolson. Aiden Walker Bryant. Gage Thompson. William Harrison Knoll. Nathan Daniel Moore. Robbie Jacob Merrill. Mary Catherine Garrick. Virginia Van Pelt. Jacob Armstrong Krosky. Carol Janine Hubach. Amanda Stephanie Kelsch. Tucker James Tracy. Mitchell Thomas Madland. Matthew Dunman. Benjamin Vincent Beria. Gianluca Jones. Sebastian Andres Ramirez. Paul August Hubner. Agazi Solomon Meyer. Samuel Toole. Aiden Downey. Claudine Ellen Hausler. Laurel Camille Blackadar. Catherine Olivia McCollum. Carson Alexis McCown. Sarah Grace Nelms. Stephen Olariwa Amolegby. Dylan Gabriel Froman. Ethan Daniel Engel. Mark Coleman Saul. Elizabeth Ann Hahn. Caitlin Mays Carlson. Javon Lauren Cohen. Shayna Lee Whiteford. Sorry, Sivan. Brooke Elizabeth McLean. Alexander James Kolanestikoff. Jordan Nathaniel Ruth. Keaton Chandler Hughes. Spencer Felice Raimondo. Benjamin Connor Monarchy. Justin New. Emily Grace Strange. Nithya Rajiv. Geeth Mahagame. Joshua Michael Sandler. Zenji Wu. Amaya Dinesh Pednekar. Mazlum Arslan. Peter Cormac Egan. Rachel Sinclair. Caroline Gracie. Natalia Isabel Sanchez. Kashika Singh. Ithi Jain. Swashika Siram. Andrea Monica Contis. Sarwat Ratani. Malia Renee Howell. Alexander Kelly Saunier. Alicio Christopher Raji. James Joseph Minato. Jack Drummond. Tucker Kelly. Matthew Graham Lucky. Nicole Andrea Alvis. Edisis Imani Hunter. Angel Pearl Malika Marsh. Ni Tran. Alyssa Romero Jin. Alicia Aliza Kazuban. Yusuf Tibet Turkman. Thank you. Destiny Jamaica Pruden. Please join me in congratulating the first MSB graduates of the Ivester Institute for Business Analytics and Insights. Next to the stage are the students who have completed the Master of Business Administration. We begin by recognizing students completing the Master of Business Administration in the full-time program. William Logan Griffin. Cole Werner. Alexander Sharp Cowan. Harrison Stang. Jack William Stevenson. Victoria Teresa Harper. Tara Louise Butler. Rachel Lauren Hugenberg. Lindsay Marie Conroy. McKenna Mary Frances Sanville. Tristan Sharp. Maria Ibrahim. Nicholas Benedict Chansey. Muska Mariam Aleme. Fataba Jonde Alzata Gaylor. Jace Alexander June Ho Whitley. Luke Rashner. Eric Michael Odermatt. Brandon Michael Mayer. Landon Lee King. William Charles Beckner. Brandon Joseph Magrum. Eli Anderson Abdu. Austin Raymond Yearout. Olivia Lee. Brooklyn Mackenzie Schnupp. Jacob Cipriano Engelbrock. Matthew Stewart Dingman. James William Ruland III. Shane Andrew Lacina. Rachit Kumar. Mukul Chaudhry. Christopher Hamilton Stone. Joseph Allen Chevrier. Ashish Tadapale. Alexander Vladimir Bruckman. Jessica Renee Hamilton. Kian Lotrulio. William Neal Taylor. Jared Sam Schiffer. Adam Roswell Derby. Matthew Kemp Blackburn. Madison Ann Pruitt. Harrison Lane Carr. Isaiah Paul Norris. Stacy Mua. Abasade Folarin. Brandon Marquise Armstrong. Timothy Tucker. Joshua Olutosin Shonubi. Sid Siddharth. Shabum Sahor. Brittany Ray Heckel. Nina Milena Rakic. Elizabeth Burial Courtney. Caleb Zachary Morris. John Zietler Donnell. Vijayendra Kaushik Palepu. Elizabeth Okoro. Uche Chukwu Onye Foro. Latifa Tewagbede. Felicia Jock. Delapo Adegbite. Justin Douglas Norris. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the full-time MBA program.
Susan Brown will join Dean Ayers on stage as we recognize the following students who have completed the requirements for the Master of Business Administration in the Executive Program. Benjamin Finley. Abraham Evan Owen. Glendon Carol Huff. Thien Shokoya. Matthew Kazanov. Bora Salar. Crystal Lynn Huffman. Millard Thomas Kirkland. Harlan Thomas Medford, Jr. Tony Torres. Gabriel Danny Labastida. Thanamai Lakshmanan. Cheryl Ann Simpson. Archana Balusu. Timothy Altero. Kim Shanowski. Joseph John Malunzi. Martin Lewis Long. Michael Eberly. Joseph Todd Faulkner. Jay Alexander. Roy Christopher Jones. Eric Amaker. Firoz Rangwala. Stephen Shin Streaker. Aisha Natasha Johnson. Lauren DeJesus Johnston. Daniel Denman Volmer. Courtney Helene Ruckert. Caitlin Avril Maryhugh. Jenny Arake. Lilina Blanco Lund. Eric Eugene Matthews. Andy Bernard Glenn II. Allison Kim. Tejas Thorat. Joseph Patton. Robert Patrick Yates. Robert Walter Gartner. Jeffrey Thomas Holm. Brian Timothy Mundy. Kimberly Sue Brown. Matthew Beck. Catherine Landa Frost. Eric Gibney. Patrick Thomas Casey. Matthew Wood Burnett. Brandon Michael Holtzclaw. Robert Cole Watts. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the Executive MBA program. Next to the stage, Susan Brown and Dean Ayers will recognize the first class of Terry students to complete the Master of Business Administration in the online program. Justin Ziad Namir Bridges. Madison May Strauss. Catherine Nicole Wilson. Clemens Allen Nichols. Jameson Barbary Subert. Amber Sims Wardlaw. Timothy Leo Lynch. Jessica Lee Staggs. Simone Genovesa Beasley. Guy Wesley Milner. Christopher Craig Shell. Leanna Snyder. Wyatt Yancey Potter. Allison Erdman Gregory. Christopher Allen Ross. Randall Kyle Watkins. Mark Edward Davis. William Rennie Esom. Melissa Medlin Dubé. Nicholas Kekoa Ching. Kieran David Torrey. Matthew Brian First. Katarina Frances Myers. Russell Albert Neiman. Samantha Alex Schultz. Stephen Lee Chevrier. Guillermo Pablo Ruiz. Adam Paul Kuhn. Justin Chase Moore. Derek Marquivas Jones. Casey Lynn McMullen. Tristan Chance Patterson Sr. Bradley Coleman Purcell. Tyler Lane Law. Taylor Thomas Phillips. Francisco Javier Berrumen Solorzano. Hunter Richard Higgs. Tony Ward Buxton. Ashley Elizabeth Davis. Ashley Nicole Kozlowski. Benjamin Johannes Verhoof. Emily Elizabeth Piotrowski. Derek Cole Ruffner. Please join me in congratulating the inaugural graduating class of the online MBA program. And now, we recognize our final group of graduates. These are the students who have completed the requirements for the Master of Business Administration in the professional program. Timothy D. Vines. John Aaron Michael Gwinnett. Tahaj Malik Anderson. Anthony Doombi Eziashi. Terry Melinda McGinty. Amber Unique Gums. Ashlyn Malia Jenkins. Noor Yesser Miselhi. Rebecca Carey McClure. Esther Reiner. Ashton Lynn Childs. Maria Ruth Henson. Jasmine Nicole Stewart. Jake Reese Starr. Eric Hamilton Perkins. Gerald Lewis Reed III. Lehman Z. Smith. Tanya Jean Smith. Yu Zhang. Helen Contapanos. James Bradford Shockey. Aaron Deweese King. Javier Alejandro Perez. Shariko Jean Bright. Aikisha Sherrod Ford. Jasmine Marie Mahmood. Natasha Gloria Moses Saxton. Jonathan Turner McKee. Jonathan Wilson Pagis. Sean Michael Holman. Shivam Sadarangani. Sagar Deepak Hansalia. Aryaman Das. Roderick Hulin. Grant Lewis Sassy. Akintunde Amasalawa Thomas. William Key Chandler. Dat Cao Huang. Fanny Lakita Gaines. Torgina Fleetwood Green. Randolph Durr Bynum II. Kelvin Lamar Sharp. Rashida Mayhand. Onisha Renee Freeman Rojales. Tierra Alexandra Ward. Kelly Harper Lee. Tia Janae Smith. April Avery Denard. Alex Thomas Osborne. Nelson Eddie Cavanis. Theodore Mayer. Richard Blackwood McCoy. Justin Jeremiah Montgomery. James Richardson Rick. Catherine Lynn Benton. Taylor Brooke Hill. Avery Neal. Carson Olivia Harkins. Hannah Kitchen Gutierrez. Diego Sanchez. Ryan Lee Flora. Christine Milliken. Priyanka Gorong Naik. Anthony Mazzio. Owen David George. Bo Browning Roberts. Sierra Fender Gallman. Kelly Lorraine Peterson. Courtney Delane Smallwood. Alana Ray McInnes. Megan Elizabeth Makuda. Vu Thien B. Mackenzie Justine Balti. Stephanie Lillian Brown. Emery Ann Phillips. Austin Westbrook Gibbons. Connor Daniel Butterfield. Stephen Craig Harrison. James Joseph Daly. Thomas Dieter Klump. Zane Antoon. Maya Ferguson. Samantha Nicole Meeks. Tyla Rochelle Weatherspoon. Diana Carolina Morales. Victoria Marie Belton. Obi Yamaka Achuku. Chanel Battle. Jeremiah David Bly. Hayden Douglas Gilmer. Alec Charles Dino. Casey Jamal Williams. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the Professional MBA program.
Congratulations once again, class of 2025. You are all joining a very important professional community, the 75,000 plus alumni of the Terry College and the more than 300,000 alumni of the University of Georgia. Today would not have been possible without the support of your family and your friends, so graduates, if you would please join me in thanking them. We will now close our ceremony with the recessional of the platform party and the faculty. Graduates and guests, please remain at your seats until the platform party has left the arena floor. When you hear the Georgia Fight song, you are free to exit the arena floor and meet your guests outside of the Coliseum.